Living beings exhibit a cycle of birth, growth, reproduction, and death. This cycle of events from birth to death is what we call the life cycle. The period during which an organism completes its life cycle is called its lifespan. Death decreases the number of individuals in a population. The number of individuals can be restored only if the remaining population produces new individuals. Thus, reproduction is a means of securing the continuity of species. Without reproduction, life will come to an end. Animals reproduce by two methods, asexual and sexual. Reproduction that does not involve the fusion of gametes is called asexual reproduction. In asexual reproduction, the offspring is a clone of the parent. That means that the offspring is genetically and morphologically identical to its parent. In asexual reproduction, the cell divides only by mitosis. As there is no gamete formation, meiosis does not take place. Therefore, crossing over and gene recombination do not occur. Hence, there are no genetic variations in the offspring. Asexual reproduction is a very quick method of multiplication as compared to sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction involves the fusion of a male and female gamete in the process called fertilization. This fusion results in the formation of a zygote. In sexual reproduction, the reproductive cell divides by meiosis to form the gametes. After the fusion of gametes, the zygote divides by mitosis to form the embryo, and the embryo develops to become the offspring. The individuals produced as a result of sexual reproduction are not exact copies of either of their parents. As crossing over and gene recombination occur during meiosis, genetic variations are manifested in the offspring. The offspring produced by sexual reproduction inherit characters from both parents, and as a result of recombination of genes, they may look quite different from their parents too. Sexual reproduction, however, is a very slow method of reproduction as compared to asexual reproduction. Most of the lower animals can reproduce asexually. Some forms of asexual reproduction in animals are fission, budding, gemmule formation, and regeneration. Let's check them out one by one. Binary fission. It is a type of asexual reproduction in which a single cell divides to give rise to two daughter cells. Amoeba exhibits binary fission. Another type of asexual reproduction occurring in unicellular organisms is multiple fission. Multiple fission is common in protists and some parasitic species such as Plasmodium. In multiple fission, the nucleus of the parent divides into many daughter nuclei by repeated divisions. This is followed by the division of the cytoplasm into several parts, with each part enclosing one nucleus. However, amoeba no more belongs to kingdom Animalia. It is included in kingdom Protista, according to the 5-kingdom classification that we now follow. Fission as a type of reproduction occurs in kingdom Protista. Budding. Budding is exhibited in Hydra. It is a type of asexual reproduction in which an outgrowth called a bud arises from the parent body. When mature, the bud detaches from the parent body and develops into an independent organism. Gemmule formation. Sponges exhibit gemmule formation. It is a type of asexual reproduction in which the parent releases a specialized mass of cells called a gemmule. Each gemmule can develop into a complete individual. It is also called internal budding. Regeneration. Planarians exhibit regeneration. Here, if a small part of the parent body is detached, it can give rise to a complete individual. Sexual reproduction takes place in almost all animals. The two modes of sexual reproduction are conjugation and syngamy. Fusion of gametes occurs during sexual reproduction. The fusion of gametes to form a zygote is called syngamy or fertilization. Based on the source of the gametes involved in fusion, syngamy is divided into endogamy and exogamy. Endogamy is observed in tapeworms, Taenia solium. Endogamy involves self-fertilization. Here, the two gametes involved in fusion are from the same parent. Exogamy involves cross-fertilization. Here, the two gametes involved in fusion are from two different individuals. The male gamete from the male and the female gamete from the female. In higher animals, exogamy is observed. Based on the structure of the fusing gametes, syngamy is also divided into isogamy and anisogamy or heterogamy. In isogamy, the fusing gametes are morphologically similar to each other. This type of fusion is observed in some protists. In anisogamy, also called heterogamy, the fusing gametes are morphologically different from each other. Oogamy is a type of anisogamy where the ovum is considerably larger than the sperm. In oogamy, the female gamete is non-motile, whereas the male gamete is highly motile. Example, human sperm and ovum. The second mode of sexual reproduction is conjugation. It is common in protists. Conjugation in protists occurs by direct cell-to-cell contact or by a bridge-like connection between two cells. This enables the transfer of genetic material between the two cells.